Uh, okay, buddy. Welcome to Grue, and thank you so
Hey, how
much
you
for
doing,
taking
man?
time and coming on.
Definitely. I
I'm doing
appreciate you
pretty
having
good,
me.
thank you. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So, like, the first thing I wanted to start out asking you is, what drew you to want to start doing shoots, like for modeling? Like, what drew you to that, and when did you first start?
Okay, so originally like as a kid, I grew up like around a lot of people that were involved with like industry stuff. Like my sister was a DJ. So I was constantly around like, the people that were kind of in that type of, scene. So I kind of knew like the vibe and the energy and everything. And I knew like I had this feeling, like this calling that, I was kind of like meant for this type of thing. And every time I was doing like shoots as a kid or like things like that, like just getting pictures taken of me and stuff. Even at like the Walmart, like in like the the throwback to the Walmart shoots. But I knew like I had this vibe, like it was the happiest I ever have been, and like I knew that this was my calling. So I just went headstrong a couple of years ago. I waited until I was 18, waited a little bit longer. I was about 21 and I had my first shoot with my friend Bill, who had become, a good friend of mine, and he kind of taught me the ropes in the beginning and kind of led me in that direction. So about 3 to 4 years ago, I really started going like professional as far as like taking it serious and like making it, my brand and who I am, as a person and forevermore. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. And by doing this, you actually travel and you've done like a
Yeah.
whole bunch of different shoots and different
Oh
places,
yeah.
traveling all
Definitely,
over.
yeah, for sure. I've been to Atlanta. I've gotten the opportunity to fly out to Chicago. I've been flown out to Detroit, which was awesome because I got to go to 8 Mile when I'm growing up as a kid. Little backstory on me: I also play musical instruments like guitar, and the drums, and I can sing. So, like as a kid, I used to listen to the Eminem CDs on like the cassettes and everything with the in the good old throwback cassette days. And I would play the drums over his songs. So
Nice.
then it kind of like got really close with me, and I really listened to like his lyrics, and it kind of like resonated with me and everything, and kind of like a way that we had a lot of similarities and things. As far as like dealing with abusive family and things like divorce and stuff like that. Not having a father in the picture, things like that. So growing up, he was a big deal for me, like one of my idols, and then going to 8 Mile and actually being able to see the trailer park, and everything that everything was based on, and where he shot the movie, and just seeing where he grew up and everything really, really hit the spot for me. So.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that. Like, did you said like you sing, play drums and everything. Like,
Yeah,
did
yeah.
you ever did you ever do it? Did you ever go on stage and do it? Like, did you ever play with a band or
Yeah,
anything?
actually, I was in a band growing up in high school, and we had performed live at the Blueberry Patch, which was about an hour and a half from me. I believe it's like in Fort Lauderdale area, like around there. Yeah, so I was able to perform in front of like a crowd of like 60 people. We played Elton John, I believe, and a couple other good songs from like the Fratellis and Arctic Monkeys, like a whole bunch of indie pop, type stuff.
Oh, do you do you still do it yet? Like, do you still play
Yeah,
music?
yeah. Actually, I have a guitar in my closet right now that's set up, and I have my little amp over here. But I don't have like the setup I used to have, because I used to have like the double stack and the whole like the whole big amp with the header and the whole thing and all that. But the SG and all that. But I don't have
Oh,
that anymore. I only have my little Les Paul.
okay, there you go. And when you're doing your shoots, like you modeled some clothes and you did
Yeah.
swimwear and sportswear. Like, is there anything that you liked wearing the most? Like
Oh
My
yeah, like clothing brands, stuff like that. I love Supreme. I love like the high-end designers. So basically like Gucci, Louis. But my favorites are Balenciaga, and I love Supreme, Bape, and Yeezy. I know a lot of people have their, their opinions on Kanye, but I respect his hustle. So
did you ever do fashion shows too and walking on the catwalk?
no, not yet. I was supposed to go last year in November to do a walk for Mr. Triple X, Eric Rossetti. And I had got COVID at my job because I was a CNA at that time, and I had gotten COVID. So I had to postpone the whole thing, and I didn't want to go out there, because that was a whole crazy debacle. So, but this year I'll definitely be out there, November, New
Oh,
York.
really nice. Are you looking forward to like having like your first fashion
Oh hell
shoot?
yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be an experience of a lifetime. Cause like I've always like seen myself doing that. And like my niece was doing like the pageants and stuff as a kid when she was growing up. So like I seen kind of like, behind the scenes on how it operates. But I know the runway is a whole different vibe. It's a more serious like, thing. But a lot of my friends are doing that. So I see a lot of like the videos from behind the scenes and stuff that they post. So it's going to be really fun. I'm definitely anticipating that.
Ah, sweet, sweet. And like when you're doing a shoot, like what's a typical day? Like how do you like what time do you start? What time do you end? Like what goes into like doing a shoot, a photo shoot?
Gotcha. So like usually I'll try to get a good night's sleep beforehand. Like I'll have a good, 3-course meal the day prior.
Mm.
And then like I'll eat kind of early. So like 6 o'clock ish. And then I'll fast. So I'll go from like 6 until the time of the shoot, and I'll fast and just drink water. So that way my body really gets, toned and everything as much as possible for the shoot. So I'm not bloated or, water weight or anything like that. Because it does matter. Even that 1% BMI increase really makes a difference, on camera. So usually like I'll get a good night's sleep, try to get 8 hours, and then I'll like wake up in the morning. I'll do a self-care routine. So I'll do like a face mask, and all that type of stuff. I'll style my hair. I usually ask the photographer or the client, what they prefer for the shoot. So it depends if it's like high fashion or like OnlyFans or something along those lines. And then I'll style it that way. Or if they have a hairstylist there, then I just come, and I usually don't put anything in my hair because I have to be like, product list type of thing. Like just bare face, the whole thing. But yeah, I try to hit a workout before the shoot as well. And try to get, just the blood pump, everything like that. And then I go to my shoot. And I try to have a relaxing drive there. So that way when I get there, the energy is, up and positive, and I'm not like, oh shit, I had to drive, like, and all this. Because traffic, especially in the cities, can get real crazy. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, and but when I get there, I usually put music on. I'll ask like the photographer their preference if they enjoy like, house music or something along those lines, something really chill, like not with lyrics usually. It's more like just like really vibey music, like house music, deep house, like,
Yeah.
blues, jazz, things like that that really set the mood to focus and be in the right mindset for the shoot. And then,
Okay.
we perform our shoot. We usually do a couple looks, 2 to 4 looks, usually depending. Like if it's a test shoot or something like that, headshots, digitals. And then after that, usually that's when we review the images and then pick out, select them out, and then I'll send it over to my agent. And then he goes through them, and, Ryan and everything. And then,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
yeah.
And and like how like when you know you're gonna do a shoot like where you're practically like wearing nothing, like but if it's swimwear or if you're nude, like how do you get ready for that? Like, I know I would be like, oh my god, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you. So the first time I did an OnlyFans shoot was it was my very first shoot, to be honest with you. And so I kind of like got just thrown to the wolves. So I I had to face my fears like right there. And it wasn't over the top. It wasn't like erotica. It was more like implied and stuff like, you know, artsy, like figure art type stuff, physique, things like that, like angles and showing off tattoos and whatnot. But usually, for something like that, after the first shoot, I kind of got accustomed to it, and then I started shooting with the same photographer doing that type of content. So it kind of got me, you know, like in a motion of being like really comfortable in front of the camera. So then, like in general, as far as that's concerned, and then that way I can transfer over and start shooting with, you know, multiple different types of photographers, and I still feel the same way. Because I look at it like you have to almost be like like out of the world type of thing when you first do it, because like if you're not meant, if you're not meant, but like if you're not done that before type of thing, then it's going
Yeah,
to be a big scare for you,
yeah,
especially if you're like not really fully committed into knowing that's what you want to pursue, you know? Because once you pursue that, that's a major deal. Like Sylvester Stallone or, you know, multiple actors, you know, Channing Tatum, you know, that have done this type of stuff in the past, and it either has affected their, you know, career positively or negatively.
true.
So it does make a big difference.
Oh wow, okay. And what do you think was your most fun shoot? Like the shoot you had the most fun doing?
Oh man, I've had a blast in almost every one of them. I gotta say, oh man, that's hard. That's hard. I had a lot of fun shooting with Ross Haley out in
Oh,
Chicago. That was a blast. We did a whole concept shoot with like we had a designer on set, and he made the whole entire, you know, scene and everything. Did like flowers because he owns a floral shop, Ramsey,
oh,
and he did like a whole bunch of floral like backdrops and made like the costumes and the outfits and everything, and it was really intense. We had two other models there.
that
One was a
sounds
singer and another one's a fitness model, so it was a blast. And then I think my other one was had to be with David Vance, and that's because he taught me a lot, like a whole lot, about like acting, and he referred me to Lori Wyman in Miami, a couple other people that really have made, you know, a big difference for my knowledge in acting.
wow. Like that's actually what I was gonna ask next. Do you do you think you would want to start films and televisions? Do you want to act?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I've always been a show off. I've always been somebody that has always like, you know, just been out of the world crazy and trying to, you know, the oddball in class. Like throwback to high school, I used to one of the funny things I used to do was I was like a class clown. So like I would sit, you know, in the desk, and somebody would be like, they wouldn't be there for the day, you know, and the teacher would be like, you know, Joseph, they're in roll call or something. I'd be like, here. Just stuff like that, you know, just goofing off, being a class clown. So I have the energy for it. I have like the willingness to do it, and the skill. So as of right now, I'm working with Michael Testa, and he's basically like coaching me on how to become an actor. So starting small, baby steps, but we're getting there.
Yeah, hey, whatever gig you can get for acting, it's good. Like whether it's a background role or a small role, and then you
Definitely.
lead up to it. Then
Yeah, I've had some approachings like proposals introduced to me for like voiceovers and things with studios like Lost Lion Studios and a couple other people, but it fell through. As well as I had a lead role in Sweetmeats, which was it was like a short film, like a horror type film that was coming out. And that film, it didn't have enough money to produce it, so we never were able to follow through with that. But it was basically a like a movie about a mute, like a guy that was mute, and he had to express everything that he wanted to say through his emotions. So there was
oh
like no talking. I would have had to been like, you know, crying the whole thing. Like it was a big deal. I was ready for it too. It's just sadly things
yeah,
happen, you know.
like like I I don't know how you could cry on cue like that
That's
seems
hard.
hard. When
You got to go internal. I think it's internal at that point. Like
yeah,
you have to
right.
dig like into your own like personal, you know, feelings and things.
Yeah, that definitely. And we were talking a little bit, but you you just got LLC to sell apparel and art,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I just launched my brand, Apollyon Corporation. It's officially, LLC through, Secretary of State of Florida and everything. It's all up and running now. I'm just looking for investors or somebody to get involved to where I can start mass producing, things for the world.
Definitely. The first thing that you're making is a jacket, right? Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be a diamond snakeskin jacket. It's gonna be pretty pricey. It's gonna be a one of one. And on the back, I want an artist is going to be doing an oil painting on the back of Apollyon with the in very very gothic type font, as well as like a depiction of hell on the back. So it's gonna be intense, but it's gonna be a one of one. And I already have like my store idea, like how I want the concept of my store to be laid out. Just a ton of good stuff in the works.
sweet. So is it gonna be like a store online, or are you gonna have a store that people could go into too?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna start online, so it's gonna be like an online store until I can make enough funds to where I can then open an actual storefront in person here in Florida. I'm probably gonna try and do it either in Tampa or Orlando or here in Lakeland where I'm at.
Oh, okay. Sweet, sweet. And and when you got an OnlyFans page, and
Yeah.
if your fans want to like go on the page and buy the page, buy subscribe and pay for the page, like what kind of things could they see? Like, do you do like fashion on there? Do you
Like
do
the type of
news?
content.
Yeah.
So basically on my OnlyFans, it's more of like a high end like type of thing, very like playing with shadows, showing off like physique, muscle
Mhm.
worship, things like that. Just all over the place. I'm honestly looking for collaborations with a couple of content creators here in Miami, LA, and New York. But I just have to plan, the travel and all that stuff. So, but big things are in the works. And as far as the content goes, it's just really high quality content. So it's like professionally taken pictures from photographers or videos taken from cinematographers or videographers, and just really really like put together content. So you might see a full frontal, but then you might see something where it's really artsy, and I might be in um, like a black sheet thing or something, doing some sort of like crazy pose or something to where it's more on the artsy side and
Yeah,
visual
yeah.
appealing.
Oh, wow. Okay, nice, nice.
Yeah.
And what do you like doing during your free time when you're not when you're not studying the act or modeling? Like, what do you like
So
doing
for
during
my
that?
free time, I'm usually taking pictures. Like I just bought a Canon, so I've been starting to pick that up, and I'm like going out and shooting locations and trying to find people to shoot, like to start doing that type of thing as well for just building my brand type of thing. Just adding another talent to the mix. But I don't want to overwhelm myself at the same time, because it's a lot of things I'm trying to do. So I have to keep it secure and tight, but I also have to have a plan of action as well. So I think it'll work out very well.
Well, yeah, you don't want to like put too much stuff on your plate,
Yeah,
because
yeah, because
then
then you,
then you're trying to like figure out like which
yeah,
one comes first.
exactly. And then like I have OCD, and I also have like ADD or ADHD. So like I'm constantly like going from here to there to here to there. I'm like, so I have to put all my eggs in like one basket first, and then wait for them to hatch.
Definitely, definitely, yeah. And I notice you have a a lot of tats. Like, you got tats on
Yeah.
your body, on your
Yeah,
arms,
I have three tattoos. So right here is an Ani mask. Um, Basically Japanese folklore. It's a demon, but it's a good demon. So basically it protects me from like bad energy. But
oh,
there's two
really?
ways to interpret it, because an Ani mask or an Ani demon itself can either be
Hmm.
interpreted through it being a soul in hell or a demon in hell that torments souls, or it can be the reverse. And it can be, you know, it just depends on the ani. So like the certain kind of demon that it is. And this one is a good one. That's why it has like all the floral, like the leaves. You can't really see it because of my watch, but it's got like all the floral, like, you know, implementations and everything around it. And then I have this one, which is stands for courage. And this is a lion.
Oh yeah, it has the crown too and everything.
Yeah. And then I have this one right here. That's a big bird that goes onto my shoulder. It's the bird of paradise.
Okay.
So it's like super, super, super positive vibes coming off of the tattoos. I don't really like to get like a lot of the negativity or like any of that gang stuff or anything like, you know, because I'm not anywhere near any of that type of stuff. So, you know, that's not my vibe. And also trying to get into runway and all that other stuff, you have to keep tattoos at a bare minimum.
Yeah.
And acting as well.
Yeah, because I think like some like if you're on set for some films or TV, like they have to cover up the tats with like
and that can get hectic too, because like if you're dealing with an independent film or something like that and they don't have the funds for it, like, you know, then you're basically not really a waste of their time, but like it's a big deal to have tattoos if you're trying to, like, for instance, if I'm trying to be a principal of an elementary school or something, you know, or like a preacher or something, and I have a friend, you know, like it's like
like,
it's crazy.
I don't know if I want to listen to this guy preach. He has demons on his body.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what kind of foods do you like to eat? Because I know you say you like staying in shape. You work out a lot. So is
I
there like
love
certain
Italian foods. I'm a sucker for Italian foods. I don't care how in shape I want to get. When a pasta, you know, when a fettuccine alfredo or something comes out, I'm done for it. But and coffee, I'm a big coffee guy. I love my coffee. But other than that, like I have coffee right here as we speak.
Nice,
So
nice.
other than that, food, let's see. I love sushi. I love Japanese, like Thai. Like chicken pad Thai is my favorite dish from Thailand, of course. And I just love all different types. Not really the original stuff like burgers, pizza, things like that. I'm not really like I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll kill for a pizza, but I'm not like that's not my cup of tea. Like I like the like truffles, things like that, you know, like more of the fancy dishes, the European dishes. Um like a lot of that type of style, like the little food on the plates and it costs like $300.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And, so, like, what do you do to stay in shape? Do you go to the gym a lot? Do you do like some cardio, running?
Yeah,
Like,
I work for
what do you do?
Amazon right now, so I'm a delivery driver, and I'm constantly running. So like when I do my stops, I'm running, you know, to every single house and back to the truck. And then also I try to just do push-ups here at the house, so like calisthenics, a lot of calisthenics, squats, things like that, you know, stretching, planks, stuff like that. A couple dumbbell exercises and things. But then as of tonight, I have an official gym partner now, so I will be starting Planet Fitness again and
Oh,
actually
sweet.
doing bodybuilding. So I'm going to be going into a different type of thing, but I don't want to get too big because of the runway situation, you know. So
Well, yeah, yeah, true.
yeah,
Well,
but I definitely want to get a little bigger. I'm put on like 10 pounds.
oh, okay, okay. And where do you like like? Is there any place you haven't traveled yet that you want to see?
Bali, um, love Bali. I like let's see, Egypt. I really want to go to Egypt, check out the pyramids. That's a big
Okay.
dream of mine. And Dubai, I want to skydive over the islands.
Oh, damn. That's
Yeah,
big.
yeah. Because I've traveled a lot. Like as a kid, like I grew up in a upper middle class, so my mom was able to afford to, you know, fly us everywhere and travel. Like
Okay.
as you know, for being a kid and having the free time to be able to do so, and the innocence to enjoy it, of course. But because now if I went out to like New York, it'd be like, oh, but because I've been out there twice already. Actually, I think 3 times. Yeah, once for a quinceañera and then 2 on vacation. And I've also been to Jersey a couple times, California. Like I drove up to California, so we went through Texas,
Oh,
all
wow.
those states.
Yeah.
And then I went up to Utah, and I went in the snow in the mountains, and that was
Damn.
pretty intense. Through like snowballs and stuff. Been to Pennsylvania, Virginia. I've been everywhere in the states. I've been to the Bahamas, and I've also been to Mexico,
Okay.
Cancun. But other than that, I haven't been
Wow.
anywhere else. But I
You're definitely a traveler.
Yeah, yeah, you could say. I don't really travel much anymore outside of for shoots, but I used to travel a lot, like with my
Okay.
family. So, and
Oh,
like when I
that's
went to New
awesome. I love
York, I
that.
think New York was one of my favorites. But I'm an island boy. I love the Bahamas. I love Mexico. Like when I went out to there, I swam in the caves. I seen Saint Mary all the way on like this rock carved way deep in the cave underwater. Like we swam out as a team, like went underneath
Wow.
like this rock where we had to like swim like this. It was crazy to like get underneath to where it was. It was nuts, but it was epic.
Wow. It's crazy. And what's your fashion sense? Like what do you like wearing like
So usually I
every
like
day,
wearing
like just casual.
so like every day, usually streetwear. Right now I'm in kind of like a fitness vibe, so I'll show you kind of like what I'm wearing now is like just a t-shirt, Supreme. I got Supreme, wearing H&M. So brands like that usually are the cup of tea for me. Supreme,
Yeah.
Off White. I like Bape. Bape is good. Yeezys, of course. Also Drew House, Justin Bieber's brand, and there's a couple others like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Balenciaga and things like that. But usually, like in my day-to-day wear, I'm usually wearing like H&M or Nike or Adidas or like New Balance, um, stuff like that, like fitness wear.
Nice.
Yeah.
And are you more of a uh, are are you more of a beach guy or like a hiking and camping kind of guy?
Oh, I love the beach. I swear, if I could live on the beach, I would. I used to vacation in Cocoa Beach every year for probably like 6 years. And
Okay.
every time I'd go out there, amazing, incredible time. I'd surf with Ron John Surf Shop because there was a academy out there or like a little class. It's like a 2 or 3 day
Hmm.
class. You go out there and you pay a couple $100 and they teach you how to surf and they give you a board and everything and you go out and then they give you food after. It's amazing. Hang out with like a whole bunch of people your age and just stuff like that and you really learn from instructors and everything that work with Ron John. So it's an epic experience for sure out there. But the beach, oh man, watch out.
And I'm a big horror guy, so I like asking my
I love
guests
it.
this. Are there any horror films that you like watching?
Oh man. Oh man. Okay, so shout out to my boy Carter Bedlow for his film Swallowed. Love that.
Yes.
Love that film.
That was a
As
great
well
one. That
as
was a great
anything
movie. I
from
like that.
let's see, like from Jaws down to The Exorcist. I love Chucky. In my closet, I got tons of horror shirts. I got Halloween, like Jason and Freddy. I grew up on all that. My dad, throwback to my dad when he was alive. He used to watch horror movies with me, and I wasn't allowed, so he would sneak me in his room and like shut the door and wait till like 2 in the morning. He'd be like, "All right, we're gonna watch the Leprechaun. Get ready." And I'm sitting there like 4 years old, geeked out at the TV, like, "What the is this?" Like, it's crazy. But I love it. I became obsessed. I started watching The Crow, flipping Jeepers Creepers. I mean, the list goes on, bro. It's never ending. And now they got all these shows and stuff that are coming out now that are horror based
Yeah.
on Netflix and things, which is another goal of mine to hopefully get on
All
Netflix.
right. All right. Yeah, you mentioned the the Crow. The Crow is like my favorite film like ever. Like I love
Yeah,
that movie.
yeah, it's so epic. Such a moody film.
Yeah, Brandon Lee and Bei Ling and
Oh
Tony
man,
Todd and oh my God, like
so many
it was amazing. It really was. I loved it.
incredible films. And then I'm a sucker for those like The Great Gatsby, things like that. You know, like I'm big on finance and stuff like that. Like I want to do investments and things on the side for
Oh,
my own, benefits and stuff. Real estate as well. But like movies that are based on stuff like that, like The Great Gatsby, Wolf of Wall Street.
yeah.
Suckers like chick flicks. I'm a sucker for chick flicks sometimes, depending on who's in
Okay.
it,
Okay.
because you gotta be wary with who you watch, because your subconscious absorbs everything. So it's crazy.
Right. And what about songs? Like, what kind of music do you like? Like, what's on your
Oh man,
playlist?
I grew up on. I've been to tons of concerts as well. That's another thing about me is my mom always used to take me to concerts. So I've seen like Willie Nelson, I've
Oh,
seen Ozzy, I've seen Slash, freaking just everybody like that. Van Halen, I Metallica, The
oh,
Used. I've seen Falling in Reverse down to like Asking Alexandria. Then you got all the bands that are country like Toby Keith. Alan
mhm.
Jackson was a favorite of mine growing up.
Okay, okay.
The Eagles, just really good
Yeah,
music,
yeah, yeah.
like actual music, and then of course I listen to all the modern stuff like Drake. Drake is my number one artist for sure, on top of anything. So
So, I have to ask, when you go and see Willie Nelson live, do you come out high?
I go in high, no. But no. Honestly, it's a blast. It was a blast. I seen him at the Ruth Eckerd Hall here in Tampa, I believe it is, and we sat in the VIP section. It wasn't the VIP, but it was like the first like couple rows, like the 5 rows, and then there's a bar. We sat up there, and he performed with I think it was Keith Urban, and he did that song I Will Not Smoke with Willie No More or whatever. I forget who was in that song, but whoever was there too and performed it with him, and it was freaking hilarious. And he played on his old guitar, his old acoustic guitar that he's had for freaking like 60 years with broken strings hanging off it. What a champ. I love that guy.
Yeah, I'm sure not too many people could keep up with smoking with Willie. Probably Snoop.
Oh
That's
man.
about it.
Yeah, Snoop too. I remember when he was promoting that smokeless fireplace, and he's like, "Oh, we're quitting smoking or whatever," and everybody was like, "It was a talk of the town for like a month." It was crazy. But yeah, Willie Nelson, man, Willie Nelson, and then the Beatles, of course, all those,
Oh yeah.
everybody. The list goes
If
on.
if you were out with friends or something and you were gonna do a karaoke song, what do you think you would sing?
Oh man, that's a big one. Let's see. Hmm. I don't even know. Holy moly. I would probably have to do like something like I would have to go with CC Peniston, finally. Finally it's
Yes, yes, I love that song.
such a vibe.
That's a good song. I like that song a lot.
Yeah, that's a good song for sure. And it amasses to anybody. You could be 10 years old, you could be 70 years old, you're still getting down to CC Peniston.
That's true. You're right. And are you a sports fan? Like, do you
Oh
watch?
man, I grew up playing sports. I played football for 3 years. I did 2 years for my school. Well, 1 year for my school, 1 year for Salvation Army, and then I
Oh,
did a year of flag football. But originally, I started playing soccer. So I went to a private Christian school for pre-K and kindergarten, and they offered like a soccer like team thing. So they had like a team, and we would go out and do like little events and little games and stuff like that locally. So I got to do that because I was only in like kindergarten, so there's a whole bunch of kids just kicking balls in random places. But and then I went and I played baseball for a year. That was fun. And I did gymnastics for a year. So that was a big difference in what I was used to. Because gymnastics, you had to be flexible. You had to do like flips on these things and hanging ropes and stuff into the pits. And then I played football for the 3 years, and then MMA for a couple of months. But I can't ruin this face. So.
Yeah, that's very true. You don't want to go on a fashion shoot with bruises all over your face.
Yeah, or like the blown out ears or something. I would ruin any type of booking. My potential will go right out the window.
Yeah, I know, right? How about like video games too? You like a
Man,
gaming
I'm a sucker.
person?
Yes, definitely. I used to be
Really?
hardcore with Call of Duty. So back in the day when like the Xbox One first came out, well, it was actually, I think it was Xbox 360 at that time before the one, and they had Call of Duty like Modern Warfare and all the divisions, like the Platinum Division, the Diamond Division, and all that. So I would like join in with a clan, and I would start playing with clans and stuff like that, and it got real serious. Like I would do like 2-day benders, 2 days. Like I would order a pizza, the whole like right out of the movies, bro. I order a pizza, freaking, my 2 liter of Mountain Dew, flipping, just going to town 4 in the morning playing zombies, doing all the Easter eggs and all that. It was nuts. But nowadays I just play GTA if I were to play a video game, just because it's more realistic and or Battlefield. I like Battlefield as well.
Oh yeah, that's a good game. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like as far as PC goes, I like Diablo.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that's intense. And then World of Warcraft. I used to be a big RuneScaper back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Oh my
A lot
God, I
of fun.
love it. Yeah, like I love like those horror games because like I said, I'm a big horror guy,
Oh
and
yeah.
I love like those like horror themed video games and
Oh, like BioShock and all that. Oh my gosh.
Bioshock and Last
Yes.
of Us and The Evil
Yes.
Within.
That island game, I forget what it was. Where is that Last of Us? Where they're on the
Yeah,
island. Yeah.
no, not when they're on the island. Which one is the one when they're on the island?
There's also
Wait,
another game where you're running away from like the villains, like Freddy Krueger or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you gotta like run and you gotta like set up like a like fix a generator, and you gotta like supply power to this place, and then you
yeah,
gotta like have you seen that game? That game's crazy intense.
yeah, isn't that like Dead Dead by
Yeah,
Day?
Dead by yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's intense.
Oh man, yeah,
I
all
love
those
all those
games.
games, man. And then they had that what was that game? Slenderman. They had
Yeah,
Slenderman, and that game was nuts. I remember when that came out, it was on the phone, and everybody was at school like freaking jumping in their phones flying across the room. It's crazy. Intense.
And, do, during Halloween season, do you like doing like haunts, like the haunted houses and the hay rides and
Oh
all that?
man, I would love to. Yeah, I do. I usually go to Halloween Horror Nights or Hollow Scream here at Busch
Oh yeah,
Gardens or
that's like the
Universal.
best one.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that work there too, so it's always good
Oh
to run into them. My friend Michael, shout out to him.
yeah. And for like all your fans of like photo shoots and your page, your own OnlyFans page, like
Yeah.
what's your perfect date?
What's my perfect what? I'm sorry.
What's your perfect date? Like what's like a
Oh,
perfect date for you?
like to go out like on a date, like a relationship type of thing.
Mhm.
Oh man, okay, so that's a that's a different okay. Because I've been single for fucking years, so uh, like 4 years, but no, usually a perfect relationship date, like for the first date, would be you don't have to go too crazy. I'm not like one of those like you got to buy me freaking a $5,000 transparent Louis bag or something, but I mean, if you want to, hey, but no. Honestly, let's see, probably just like Top Golf or like something along like just a rooftop bar type of vibe, like something chill and zen to where we can talk, but we can also enjoy the surrounding area and have to have good food, of course. Something like that. Maybe a
Oh yeah, of
museum even.
course.
Like going to like the Van Gogh Museum or something like that
Mhm.
would be great.
Okay, see that's all fun stuff to do.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not like over the top expensive.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And is there anything coming up for you that you want to plug? Like any shoots that you're doing? Anything else you're working
Yeah,
on?
I'm going to New York City on the 22nd of this month, and I'll be there till the 24th. I have a shoot booked with Rick Day. I also have a shoot booked with Eduardo here in the city. So I'll be shooting in Manhattan for the most part. It's gonna be intense for
Oh,
sure. And shout out to Ryan Colby for setting things up.
oh yeah, definitely. Oh, and where could fans follow you at?
So fans can follow me either on Instagram. They can follow me on Twitter or well, I think it's now called X. Uh,
X, yeah.
YouTube, basically anything. If you type in "It's Chancellor," all one word, then you'll be able to find me for sure. Or just type in official "It's Chancellor" if it's not coming up, but it's usually "It's
Oh,
Chancellor." It'll come right up. Boom.
oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking time and coming on the show. It was really good chatting.
Anytime, Rocco. Anytime. It's been amazing. I've definitely had a blast, and many more to come.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Anytime you want to come back on, I'm 100% down. This has been great. I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, me too, man. It's been an awesome time for sure. Definitely a one for the books and one for the history of my life to remember forever. So, and it's my first official interview as well. So, big
Oh
props.
wow, thank you. I'm really honored that I'm the one to do it. So thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely. Anytime, with honor.
Thanks. All right. Well, I guess I'll be going because I have to clock back in from my lunch hour. So
Sounds
yeah,
good.
that's fun.
Duty calls. Duty calls. But yeah,
All
Rocco,
right,
you have a
buddy.
blessed day. I really do appreciate everything. I've had a blast. Seriously.
Same, man. Same. Thank you.
Anytime, man. God bless.
Thank you, buddy. You too.